Well, hello again, and welcome to the most common client personalities and techniques to handle each one, part 2. Last week we covered the first 4 personality types, so if you haven't seen that video yet, make sure you go check that out. I'll be putting a link to it in the description box below. Last week we talked about the 4 different personality types, which included the unrealistic client, the VIP client, the micromanager client, and the urgent client. But today we will be tackling 3 more. First up, we've got the yes, no, maybe client, so that everyone, and by everyone I really mean them, can finally make up their minds and we can all get on the same page. We'll also be covering the behind the times / trend sensation client. So that way you don't get yourself in trouble when you can't hold your tongue and accidentally tell these clients how ridiculous they are. And we'll also cover the grasshopper client, so that you can start being honest and review your expectations. That way you don't take it personally that your client is probably just struggling with commitment issues. So let's jump in. So I think I want this color, but I feel like it might not look good with my skin tone. I mean, I kind of want red, but my boyfriend, he really prefers me as a blonde. First up, we have the yes, no, maybe client. Decisions. The yes, no, maybe client will struggle with them all. They may try to rely on you to make all of their decisions, or they may feel the need to get 3rd and 4th opinions too. Which leads to delays and a loss of direction. They also struggle with focus and have a hard time offering feedback when needed. This can lead to misunderstandings that make you either A, take longer and run over schedule because now you have to switch up your direction mid-service, or B, dissatisfaction resulting in a redo, or worse, not even being able to retain your client. So what's the fix? Yes, no, maybes need a gentle but firm hand steering them in the right direction. Find a focus quickly and keep written records to prevent changes midstream. It's important to have a clear vision and therefore reason why for making decisions that will help to prevent wavering. Don't be afraid to say no to their last minute suggestions that don't make any sense. Follow up throughout the service and always let your client know what is coming next. Keeping them in the loop during the service really does help. These clients, more than anything, need you to show them that you're the professional. They need to feel a sense of trust in your relationship in order for them to feel good about the final product. Before we get to the next client type, if you are new to my channel and are interested in learning how you can build a successful and sustainable business as an independent hairstylist, click that notification bell at the bottom of the screen so that you can make sure that you're notified every single time that I release a new video just like this one. You want to do what color on me? Well, I mean, what's wrong with what we've been doing? I mean, we've been doing it for the last 20 years. Why can't we just keep it the same? I brought 3 different pictures. They're all a little bit different. There's this really cool new wolf haircut that I really like, but then I've been seeing these extensions. What do you think we should do? The behind the times client and the trend sensation client. These 2 clients are on polar opposite ends of the spectrum, but with very similar results and solutions. The behind the times clients wants to stick with what they know. They would describe themselves as traditional and are pretty much resistant to change. The trend sensation client has the opposite problem. They want to jump on every trend, even if it's not really appropriate for them and their lifestyle. They envision an impossible outcome with a strategy that really doesn't fit their overall goals, objectives, and sometimes even budget. So what's the fix? While it may be counterintuitive, both of these clients need the same thing. You explaining the why behind the strategies and techniques that will work for them. It's important to push traditionalists out of their comfort zone, and it's also important to bring the trendies back down to reality. Set the direction away from fads with focused content and expert vision. Quick question for you. Which client do you think is worse? The behind the times client or the trend sensation client? I'm tempted to go with the trend sensation, strictly because they seem to always be looking for the next best thing, and who knows, they could end up looking for the next best hairstylist too. So I have to confess, last time I went to my girlfriend Shelly because she was graduating from beauty school and she really wanted to use me as her model. But of course I was gonna come back to see you. You know you're my girl. But hey, you wouldn't mind giving me my color formula, would you? Because I told my friend Megan, who's just starting cosmetology school, that she could practice on me. But I really don't want her to mess it up, you know what I mean? The Grasshopper client. The Grasshopper client is a hard client to pin down. They hop from one stylist to the other without structure or even a consistent vision. You may find yourself struggling to get inspired with this type of a client because anything that you start, you're probably not going to be able to finish due to the fact that they have no loyalty to you as their hairstylist. So what's the fix? This fix is a little bit different than all of the others because it requires you to first change your mindset. It's like when you have a friend or even a boyfriend who constantly let you down. You're always thinking about the future and all the amazing possibilities, only for the rug to be pulled out from underneath of you when you least expect it. After this happening time and time again, eventually you just get to that point where the healthiest way to deal with the situation is just to detach yourself from that person and greatly reduce your expectations when it comes to what can be achieved. Well, the same rules apply here. Not every client is going to be dreamy and share your vision. So just focus on the good things about them sitting in your chair at this moment in time. Check yourself when you find yourself suggesting future plans or ideas. The other thing that you can do is if they bring up future plans or ideas, take that as your cue to do a really thorough consultation where you document what they want to achieve. Then you can have a conversation with them about the reality of them achieving those goals when they continue to switch up their stylist. Just be extremely honest with them and get them to see it from a different perspective. If they're fine with it, then you need to be fine with it. But if they seem like they're open or that they've maybe had an aha moment about why they haven't been able to reach their hair goals yet, then you can suggest a plan to help them get where they want as long as they can commit to sticking with you at least until you can get them there. So there you have it. This was part 2 of the most common client personalities and techniques to handle each one so that you can better your hairstyling business. I've gone ahead and linked part 1 in the description box below in case you haven't seen that yet. And I'm also gonna link my client proposal form, which is what I told you about on the last video. That is a form that's gonna help you customize a plan for every single client that sits in your chair. These are really a fabulous way to make sure that you and your client are on the same page and know what the hair plan is. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. And otherwise, I'm excited to see you on the next one. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.